The morning in Kagoshima began calm, but by afternoon the skies turned dark, the winds shifted, and torrential floods slammed the city. What started as a tropical depression exploded into Typhoon Lingling, making direct landfall near Hioki in just hours. And as if that weren't enough, the city faced a double disaster. Watch until the end to see the shocking footage and understand the full scale of the catastrophe. In Kagoshima city center, winds broke records, reaching up to 111 kilometers per hour. Street signs were blown away and power poles toppled. But the real disaster came not from the wind, but from the rain. In Hioki, 270 millimeters of rain fell in just 24 hours. In Minami Satsuma, 250 millimeters, and in Kiri, part of Kagoshima, 247 millimeters were recorded. This amount exceeded what some areas receive in an entire month. The rain was so intense that it seemed as if the city was covered by a massive curtain of water. Visibility dropped to just a few meters. People tried to barricade their doors with sandbags, but the relentless rain swept everything in its path. Heavy rainfall quickly caused rivers to overflow. Flood warnings were issued in Minami Satsuma and Minami Kyushu. When the Otani River swelled and burst its banks, some neighborhoods were completely submerged. Vehicles began to be swept away by the floodwaters. One driver, whose car was completely submerged, desperately climbed onto the roof, waiting to be rescued as the water continued to rise for minutes. These moments were captured on camera, becoming a symbol of the area's helplessness. Fortunately, rescue teams arrived in time, and the driver was saved at the last moment. But the disaster did not end there. In Ichikikushikino city, the ground was saturated with water. At least 5 landslides occurred in the Seifuku and Arakawa neighborhoods. Massive soil masses slid onto houses, blocked roads, and buried some vehicles. While landslides are relatively common in Japan during summer, experiencing so many in such a short period was alarming. The Japan Meteorological Agency warned that linear rain bands could form during the storm. These bands can suddenly release extremely heavy rainfall over narrow areas, resulting in flash floods, inundations, and landslides. Local authorities issued evacuation orders for thousands of people. Officials went door to door instructing residents to leave their homes. Some citizens packed only essential belongings and sought refuge in emergency shelters. Schools were closed, businesses suspended operations, and the city was transformed almost overnight into a ghost town. The rain didn't just paralyze neighborhoods, it also crippled transportation. Train services on the Kyushu Shinkansen line were suspended, leaving thousands of passengers stranded at stations. At Kagoshima Airport, dozens of flights were canceled. With roads blocked, it took hours for rescue teams to reach affected areas. This showed that the storm's impact was felt not only locally but also on a national scale. Lingling was not among the strongest typhoons, but with its sudden development and the destruction it caused, it turned into an unforgettable disaster for the local population. Hundreds of homes were flooded, roads collapsed, and transportation came to a standstill. Fortunately, no loss of life has been reported so far. However, the events served as a stark reminder of the importance of preparedness. The Japan Meteorological Agency has warned that similar storms could become more frequent in the coming years. The disaster that struck Kagoshima in just a single day reveals the unpredictable power of nature. A storm can paralyze entire cities and turn lives upside down in just a matter of hours. And this event reminds us once again that in the age of climate change, nothing will remain as it once was. If you want to see more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and stay with us for the next report.